Okay. Oh, so, alright, so, alright, I got that wrong. So just out by that's, where the base is, eh?
Exactly.
Right, okay. Yeah, so I had a couple of questions about, maybe you could just answer them, I suppose.
Okay, maybe. I'll see what it is.
Let's have a shot. Okay, so, yeah, just in the interest of transparency, I'm a former member of the forces myself. I was in 10 years, in the RCHA and the PPCLI.
Okay.
So I'm fairly familiar with the reserves, and I guess now am I correct in that the emphasis of these exercises was sort of aid to the civil power type skills?
The second one, yes.
Okay, and that was the one held near Saint Jean?
Yeah, it was totally on a CMR campus.
I see. Okay.
And the other brigade was in Bagotville, so it was on the base.
Okay.
It was literally on the base.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was a bigger scenario. We applied the divisions too, so there was troops deployed in the north.
Okay.
So the scenario, cruise ship just sank in the north.
Okay.
So it was a scenario. So the army is called over there to help, but they realized when over there that was not an accident, it was terrorism.
Okay.
So what I started this report in the north, the same group of activists, like, just rise up in the south to attack the military bases because they were deployed in the north and they're against the militarization of the north. So the reservists have to protect our own population.
Okay.
Help the civilian power, civilian police and all the stuff, government to relieve the problem in the north.
Okay.
And a big scenario which applies what for us the reserve brigade are apply only in Saint Jean and Bagotville.
In base defense type duties then.
Yeah, and we warned the media because like CMR campus, like everything was blocked. There was a roadblock in the entrance.
Right, and the local civilian population might freak the hell out, right? They might wonder what. Yeah, fair enough.
Guns, they have their guns. And
Right. No, fair enough. I remember when I was a little kid up in northern Alberta, the Airborne Regiment decided to drop into my little village called Fort Assiniboine. Did not tell anybody.
Yeah.
You can imagine the RCMP were apparently on the way from Mayerthorpe.
I don't know, times have changed and now we involve everybody.
I would hope so, yeah. Well, I know when we did pre-training for Yugoslavia in Winnipeg, sometimes they weren't very good at informing people, and scares the hell out of people for sure. Okay, so let me get this straight then. So the scenario for, and can I just get the name of the op name for the exercise?
It's Réaction Royale.
Okay, so
we have it every year. Last year it was catastrophe naturelle, natural disaster.
Okay.
The scenario, so we were simulating. We were on the base also, but we were simulating that we were in Baie Saint Paul, and we have to help the population.
Sort of refugee centers, that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's mostly table exercise.
Right.
But to exercise the troop too, because not only the officer on the table, we put some real inject. So at the gate we have enforced him, the simulation force that just showed up and tried to get in the base with wrong IDs and.
Okay. And this, do you guys use like? So it's an acted out scenario. You would have military people sort of dressed up as the refugees, kind of deal.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And in Laval, the one before it was the best exercise for our brigade.
Yeah.
We have 4 exercises that include the whole brigade. It's montée en puissance. I don't remember the term in English.
Okay.
Force generation.
Okay.
Each is a different scenario, but this time we did it in Laval just to get out of the base because military get to know the base by like the bottom of the parking.
Sure, to challenge your NCOs and whatnot.
exactly to be
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
totally on the ground, but it was like classical warfare things that they have to stop an enemy walking through a big city. So,
Okay, so this was what that was urban warfare training in Laval.
a little bit. So like the big city to protect was Montreal, but the scenario was not Montreal, was called Notre Dame, and the enemy was coming from the north, and in Laval they had to stop the enemy to advance.
So they can't cross the river. Yeah, fair
yeah,
enough.
we were set up in the not in the urban part of Laval, but in the eastern part of Laval. I don't know if you know Laval.
A little bit. I live just north of Saint Jerome there. So.
In the eastern part of Laval, it's mostly farm and.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So there was the Hydro-Quebec field over
Right.
there that we occupied, and it was not really the main place.
It wasn't okay. So it was general warfare and trade skills for the different groupings in your brigades.
Yeah,
Is that?
but the command post was at the armory of 4e 22, Fort 22.
Right.
So Fort 22 is close to Carrefour Laval shopping center, so we just warned the population that there might be a lot of trucks running on. And
Movement. Yeah. Okay.
more than usually. But
Okay. Fair enough.
all the scenario was held in the isolated part, if I can say so.
Yeah, okay, fair enough, fair enough. Now the first exercise, the reaction royale there. So, is this correct if I would say that the scenario for this exercise was that a group of some sort of activists, somehow, destroyed or sank a cruise ship off the coast? And then you guys responded to that, or the military, the civil power responded to this event. And then there were some sort of kind of guerrilla attacks by this same group of activists in the south. And these are what, some kind of extreme environmental groups, or?
Yeah, it's an extreme adverse again, the occupation of North.
Right, okay.
So they tried to discredit the government and the military because they're in the North. So there's a lot of local power cells. So as soon as the military has been deployed in the North, but the local cells like try to just discredit
To physically attack the guy. Okay, all right. And so now this would be.
politically was the head of the military college, which from the officers.
Right, fair. All right. Good target. Sure.
So it was part of scenario like this. It's 12 civilian armed because they don't have.
So you're working in this scenario. You're obviously going to be working with what, the Sûreté Québec, the SPVM.
The local police, the RCP, everything should be involved in it. So we have.
So this was more like at the larger level, this exercise, at the troop level, they're guarding a gate and so on, but at the larger brigade level, this is a whole of government exercise, yeah?
Yeah, it's division level with all our partner involved.
Oh, so this was the Reg Force, this was everybody.
Yeah, Rig Force and Reserve. Our partners are involved in it, but they don't train with us. They're just there as liaison officer to say, yeah, this is the thing.
Right, but at the higher level, at the divisional headquarters or brigade level.
And it starts totally up in the CJUC.
Right.
The operation anyway, the biggest HQ that's people outside the country, and they're in charge of every operation.
Okay.
So it starts that high level, at that high level.
Okay. All right. So, but I mean, at the higher level, probably they're actually practicing scenarios to execute whole of government operations, to have these different branches, the RCMP, I guess, CSIS, whatever. Because I'm thinking, if you're saying that it's supposed to be sort of cells of an extreme environmental group, like for the troops, this is guarding gates, but at some level, people are practicing how the hell they would go out and find these groups, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's the main part, in fact. So our level reserve about the stable exercises for the officer of the troop on the ground, but we exercise also the troop on the ground.
Right.
It was post protection this time.
Right, right. But for the table exercise, it's how to go and find these groups, and I guess that's where you'd be, theoretically working with the RCMP, CSIS, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay.
To work together.
Right.
So it's here different scenarios. Sometimes it's before, sometimes it's natural disaster.
Sure.
So every kind of scenario that can happen when the military has to be involved in the country.
Okay.
That's what reaction Wild is about. Domestic operation.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, I think that actually answers pretty much everything I would need. So the Reaction Royale, is that the 2nd Division? Jeez, it's been a while. Are you guys the 2nd or the 3rd Division out here?
We're 2nd.
2nd Division. Okay, that's what I remembered. Yeah.
Quebec is 2nd Division.
You're right. Right. Yeah, it was weird, I don't know if it's better now, but in my day, when I was in the PPCLI, we didn't work that much with the Vandu, with the 5 Brigade group, you know what I mean? It was almost like 2 separate things.
It was the same.
Yeah, okay.
The Brigade in the West, the PPCLI part of the 1st Division.
Yeah. Right. Well, some things don't change, I guess. Okay, so, all right, Captain. Thanks so much. Now, whenever I do, work, I routinely record the conversations, yeah? Is it okay that I use this for my interview if I needed, audio clips from our interview? Is that fine by you?
Okay, no problem. Well, you're
okay.
Okay.
Well, I'm an independent... Yeah, I'm an independent journalist. I used to work with Concordia University Television. That's where my training comes from. And, I do radio and write articles and mostly as an independent, yeah? Okay. It's, to actually get a job with the big media groups nowadays, forget it. They're firing people, not hiring people.
No, it's for everybody.
Yeah. Right. Well, who is it? La Presse. They're not even printing one, eh?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So yeah, that's the way it is nowadays. We cut our own throats by opening the game up, I guess. Okay. Well, thank you again so much. That was that answered all my questions. So you have a great day, sir.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
47.